Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, this is
CJ.
And see this whole, and the wonderful Donna, we're backstage and we have one message, because this is our message, man. See this whole Facebook thing, whatever you're watching on, this is the guy that makes it happen. He's a genius. What do we got to tell them?
Hey, listen, no tickets, no problem. We want you to just know there's plenty of room. Since we changed venues, there are plenty of seats for people to get out here and experience Christmas with us.
Yeah. Whatever Joseph heard at Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, there was no room at the inn. It's not happening here. There is so much room at the inn. Bring your granny, bring your granda, bring your cats, dog. I don't know if we can bring them. Bring everyone you know. Please, no ticket, no problem. Bring them along.
This exchange that we've made so subtly in our culture, and the exchange is between resume virtues and eulogy virtues. What are resume virtues? Resume virtues are the sort of things that we pull out when we want a job. It's our GPA and our SATs and those little plastic trophies we got for soccer. What are eulogy virtues? Eulogy virtues are the things that we think about a person after they've passed. The things we say once their life is done. It's talking about their character, whether or not they gave, whether or not they were generous, whether or not they served, whether or not they had empathies for others. And here's a big one. Here's a great and hidden eulogy virtue that I'm afraid is in danger in our world. It's the eulogy virtue of humility. It's the humility to say, there are times when I cannot do it myself, that I need help. I need a few people that will come around me. I may even need God himself. You see, this philosophical question, who are we going to trust? There's an alternative to do it yourself. And the alternative is simply this. It's realizing that God loves us so much that he came to earth. He came to ordinary people and he died on the cross for them. I used to speak in dormitories, and I was in a dormitory in Louisiana once. I used to go USC, UCLA, Georgetown. I'm in this dormitory, and the foyer fits about 50 kids, but there's 120 sitting there. In the middle of the room, there's this frat guy, and he's leaning up against a pool table, and they're just asking me questions about faith right and left. Many skeptics in the room. They're peppering me with all these questions. At one point, the frat guy stands up, and he says, "Curt, this is what I got against Jesus Christ. You Christians say that he's the only way to get to God, the only way to get to heaven." And I looked right at him. I said, "No, there's two ways to get to heaven." All of a sudden, every homeschooled Baptist kid in the place got very nervous. They're like, "It's a heretic. We thought he was a pastor." And I said, "Listen, there's two ways. Number one, first of all, you could trust the person of Jesus Christ. You could believe that God had the imagination to not only create us, but come to earth and die for us. To say, I love them so much, they don't have to earn my love. I love them so much that I'll let them beat me and bruise me. And every bit of pride and lust and greed, every bit of arrogance, every harm, every hurt, every failure, I'll pay for it." Or, I looked at this frat kid and I said this, or you could be absolutely perfect. You could just never sin. If you're absolutely perfect, you can relate to a perfect God. You don't need anyone to forgive you. And he looked right at me, he interrupted me, and he said, "That's blankety blank bull. No one's perfect." And I looked back at him and I said, "I'm a pastor, so I could not use the colorful language you just chose." But no one has ever said it more clearly. You see, each and every one of us, everyone in this room, needs the love of an imaginative God who made you wonderful and died for you fearfully, because he loves you so much. We can't do it ourselves. We have to trust him.